Hey everybody, I'm back. I have no idea how much of that last video you saw. I'm running out of storage on both of my phones. I have to figure out how to... I'm also running out of storage in my cloud, so I have to figure out how to work this out. I really need a camera, so that if the camera is just dedicated to videos, a camera with like a lot of memory or a SD. I don't know how the cameras are now. If you put some type of memory card in it or what. But I have to figure out how to transfer those videos to another device so that I can free up some space, because I don't want to just delete them, and I may actually need them later on. Plus, I did create a new channel just for tarot, and I was in the process of transferring those videos, so I don't want to delete anything until I was done transferring. But I think I'm just going to unhide the tarot card readings that I've already done on my regular page, and just, you know, it's the Nickie Brown variety show, so we're gonna have a variety stuff going on. But anyway, I was saying, in the Hoodoo tarot deck, they don't really do reversals for the major arcana cards. So we have here the Big House, which is the Tower. We have Bishop C.H. Mason, which is the Hierophant. We have the Nine of Six, which is the Nine of Wands. And I was also saying that in numerology or gematria, 9 is completion. But in tarot, 9 is action and courage. Also, we have this, I was also pointing out that she has her Bible to keep herself protected spiritually, but she also has a pistol. And she may be also doing some type of protection spells to make sure that, you know, nothing or no one comes near her. I'm gonna have to hurry up because this phone is going dead. We also have the Six of Knives. Six represent harmony and peace. Okay, so really quick, we opened it right to the Nine of Sticks. So if I'm not mistaken, it did come out in the upright, but the plant is pepper, so you may need to use more pepper, or sprinkle pepper in front of your door. I don't know, you may know what that means for you, but it's an oppressed woman has finally decided that enough is enough. She protects herself with a moho bag, and she does have a moho bag around her. And basically a moho bag is like a bag with gemstones and other protection, maybe some high john or something like that. But she has her moho bag, a Bible, and a pistol. The skull top sticks represent the ancestors who have been waiting for her to make a move and are willing to provide assistance. In the positive, or in the upright, it's defending yourself, a test of faith, perseverance, being prepared, a fight to the death, willpower, resilience, guarding your boundaries, and an attitude of would rather do than die. And then if it came up in the reverse, it's mainly a defeatist attitude, paranoia, refusing to compromise, having no background, and getting hurt as a result of trusting the wrong people. So don't be in that energy. Protect yourself. Whatever you feel like you need to do to protect yourself. If you need to say some prayers, some affirmations, some mantras, meditate, whatever you feel like you need to do. The Nine of Knives, the plant is lavender. And again, it's the Six of Knives. She's moving away from calmer waters. If you can see, the water in the back is a little rocky, but right around where she is pretty calm. So she's moving away to calmer waters. I'm just going to read it what it means in the upright. Renewed hope, the end of suffering, the worst being over, good news, seeking help for depression and anxieties, and letting go. So if you're holding on to something, you need to let it go right now. Also, the question was what to do. So you need to let it go. You need to protect yourself. Okay? Those are 2 messages so far. So let's go ahead and read the Hierophant. Again, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but the plant is cedar and mustard, so you might need to get some cedar and some mustard plant. Right? The bishop was a Pentecostal holiness denominational leader and the founder and chief apostle of a Kojic church. The scripture for this card is James 4:17. So whoever knows the right thing to do and fails to do it, for him it is sin. So there's someone around who's not doing the right thing, but that doesn't mean that you can't do the right thing. So don't focus or dwell on that. Basically, no one wants to be told what to do. This is especially true if said authorities are representative of so-called organized religions, right? So, you're being asked to humble yourself and trust the teachers, guides, and elders of your community. There is no task in age when no one wants to be told what to do, and authorities of all types are subjects of deep suspicion or outright hatred. This is especially true if said authorities are representative of so-called organized religions. So there's people around you doing something, they're religious and you're probably not, and they feel like you should do things a certain way and you're doing something different. But your ancestors and your spirit guides and your angels, whatever you refer to them as, they're telling you, don't worry about that. While there is excellent reason to be skeptical of anyone attempting to usurp our agency, we should not allow paranoia to be crystallized in our consciousness that we end up throwing the baby out with the bathwater. So I pretty much just said that. Don't worry about that. Don't focus on that. So basically they're telling you don't focus on that. Protect yourself, and stay calm. Stay in harmony, stay in peace, stay meditated, prayed up, whatever you do. Bishop Mason represents the conventional wisdom of any and all societal institutions, be they universities, places of worship, or corporations. Basically, this includes any place with rules, guidelines, rites, and rituals that must be adhered to in order to be considered officially a member of a community. The bishop also represents unspoken rules, as they are often just as important. For example, a person attending a heavy metal concert in well-fitted khakis, a button-down shirt, and a popped collar and loafers will almost instantly be identified as an outsider. It doesn't matter if the person is the preppy clothes knows the lyrics to every song the band performs, so it is critical to understand no matter how free-spirited the individuals at the concert consider themselves to be, a what the hell reaction to the preppy dresser is indicative of still being part of a system. So whatever they have going on, they're just conforming to the norm, and you've already jumped outside the box, and they don't like it. This is basically what this is saying. You look like an outcast, outsider, the black sheep, whatever you want to call it, and people want you to stay safe and just do what everybody else is doing because it makes them feel comfortable. So you're doing things that don't make people feel comfortable, and they don't like it. The bishop also asks that you recognize the importance of group cohesion, cooperation, submission, temperance, and conservatism regarding the matter at hand. This is most likely not the best time to do you. So it's kind of like, I guess, don't flaunt it in your, like, do what you're supposed to do, but you don't necessarily have to flaunt it in their face. But do what you're being guided to do. So the questions that are asked here is conformity always good or bad? The nail that sticks out gets hammered down. What do you really believe in or have faith in? Go deeper and explore further. Do you see the values in your cultural heritage? Is what is considered orthodoxy or the proper way to do things actual orthodox, or is it improper to your community? So I, I'll use tarot cards as a perfect example. A lot of people have a problem with people who read tarot cards. So, is it really unorthodox? I know that it's in Genesis. So, a lot of people don't know that. But it was used. But of course, there are more scriptures saying that not to use it than there are saying to use it. So, you just have to use your own discernment and do what you are being guided to do, like I said, and not let what anyone says or does discourage you from doing what you have been guided to do. If you keep getting messages saying that this is what you're supposed to be doing, then do what you are guided to do. It might be in your best interest to follow the rules this time. Everyone is a disciple of something, but true disciples are rare. Are you sure you understand the fine print? Join us. Could it be that what is expected of you is good for you? Be on time for the ritual. Get back in line. Teamwork makes the dream work. Follow the leader. Simon says. You may be the leader, so people may need to follow you. Let's go ahead and read the tower or the big house in this deck. And I apologize that I'm rushing and stumbling over my words, but I don't want the camera to... I'm hoping that the camera stays on while I'm doing this video. Where is it? Okay. Oh, I had a bookmark there. So, this scripture is Isaiah 34:11. But the cormorant and the bittern shall possess it. The owl also and the raven shall dwell in it, and he shall stretch out unto it the line of confusion and the stones of emptiness. Okay, now we know that the tower is all about change, but change can be good. It's not always necessarily something that's not so good. So don't think of it, necessarily. This could be a breakthrough. Again, if you do what you're being guided to do by spirit and not listen to what other people are saying and what their opinions are about what you're doing because it's unconventional, you're going to have your big breakthrough. The plant is the oak. Basically, a woman looking at a plantation home with rose-colored lenses is unable to see the suffering of the people plummeting from the window. It's like they don't even exist. So you're not doing what you're supposed to do right now, and what you're being guided to do is going to help people. So you're pretending that everything is okay, and you're not doing what you're supposed to do. There is no greater symbol of southern gentility than a majestic plantation home surrounded by lush Victorian gardens. Every year, millions of people all around the world flock to the south for plantation tours as their guides prattle on about lemonade, quaint customs, and corseted balls during what many call a simpler time. What they didn't tell you is that most of those villages and fields were already there and thriving prior to the arrival of foreigners. In other words, indigenous people were literally forced to work on their own land. This is the indentured servitude. This is, why a lot of our ancestors were already here. And they didn't call themselves black or African American. In other words, indigenous people, okay, I read that part already. Oh, no, I didn't. In other words, indentured people were literally forced to work on their own land. So while this simpler time was certainly the reality of hundreds of prosperous slave owners, it was not for thousands of enslaved and indentured servants. For them, the big house was far from beautiful and was instead an unpredictable house of horrors. Meaning, when the big house comes up in a reading, it may be trying to prepare you for a sudden change. So something is about to happen. Like I said, it could be a good change. It could be a breakthrough. The subsequent trauma will come from it. And subsequent trauma will come from it. So there may be something a little, traumatizing about it. Um, you may find out some not so good news. Not sure, you never know what the situation might be. But again, it's going to end up being a good thing. There will be no opportunity to adjust, so it's going to kind of be a sudden change. But I think it's going to be a good change, I promise you. You will simply have to deal with the things the best way you know how. If you are not a big embracer of change or you don't like surprises, life is about to suck big time. But it doesn't have to. It all depends on how you look at it. Is the glass half full or half empty? The best thing to do when you get the news is to fight the urge to resist or deny whatever is occurring and try your best to look on the brighter side. If there is no bright side or you're presently unable to see it, then seek support immediately. Reach out to family, friends, and neighbors or call a hotline. Talk to someone. It's important that you have people around you now that can keep you focused and grounded as the winds of change uproot all that seemed permanent. If you receive the big house in a reading, consider the following. Your plans may be disrupted in a way you can't imagine. Is this a breakdown or a breakthrough? In what way does this change hurt your ego? Things may actually turn out better in the end. What or who do you need to help you through this difficult time? There is danger of going completely off the rails. Mind your temper. So stay calm no matter what happens. And I think that this is part of what's going to happen is going to be a test to see how you respond to it. You may be hurt. So if you get hurt, go ahead and cry or, vent out that frustration however you need to. But never let them see you sweat. Just, remain calm. You don't have to pretend it doesn't bother you, but at the same time, don't, just stay calm. Just stay calm. And just like that, it's over. Pick up the pieces and let it go. As long as you stay calm, meditate, pray, whatever you do, it'll be over as soon as you stop thinking about it. How could this experience inspire you to new heights? Why do you think that idea just came out of the blue? Perhaps it's not such a big surprise at all. You just weren't ready to see it, and the truth hurts. So something is about to come out. Some truth is about to come out. Maybe something that was going on since your childhood, and you're now just finding out about it, and it's going to hurt your feelings. Okay? So I think, that first question was what to do. So I think that would be what not to do. Stay calm. That was my next question. What not to do. I'm going to try, please show me one card to tell us what not to do in this situation. What not to do in this situation. Okay. Again, this deck doesn't do reversals, and that is Dr. Buzzard. And Dr. Buzzard is justice. So you're going to get justice in this situation. Remember, that's your Libra energy, which is balancing the scales. So it's going to be fairness, harmony. This is a good card. So, again, just stay calm because everything is going to work in your favor anyway. So, let's see what else Dr. Buzzard has to say to us. And ironically, it's on page 55. So, change. 5 is change. So, change twice. The scripture is Ezekiel 25:17. And I will execute great vengeance upon them with furious rebukes, and they shall know that I am the Lord when I say lay my vengeance upon them. Okay, so this is basically telling you, you don't have to do anything. The Most High knows exactly what happened. You're going to find out what happened. You need to stay calm and let the Most High handle it. And that's it. The root, the plant is the galangal root. Let me see if I can plug this phone in because I don't want. I don't know if the cord is long enough. Let's see. That's not good. Okay. Let me make sure it's plugged in. All that good jazz. I think we're good. I think it's good. Oh man. Okay. All right. Okay, so now I can kind of. Oh, I was on Dr. Buzzard. Justice. Just a touch. Love. A little bit. Okay, so the plant is the galangal root, which is Alpinia galangal, the scientific name for it. So here is the image of Dr. Buzzard standing in front of a courthouse, laughing joyously after winning a case for a client. Behind him is Lady Justice wearing a Congo witch doctor mask, similar to the one Dr. Buzzard's father would have worn in Africa. This symbolizes domination and being a law unto oneself. Instead of the sword, Lady Justice is holding a bouquet of a galangal, the common name for chewing John root, because she now works for Dr. Buzzard and this is his weapon. He is showing you a piece of the root. In the other hand, in which Lady Justice usually holds the scales, there is nothing because his way is the only option. Instead, the scales are put together to better use collecting Dr. Buzzard's cigarette ashes. So the scales of justice are used for his ashes, and the plant is in her hand. Okay, so Stephen Robinson, 1860 to 1947, aka Dr. Buzzard, was a famous root worker from St. Helena Island, South Carolina. I'm not sure if you know that a lot of people from like South Carolina, but the South in general, a lot of people from the South are more familiar with root work than Northerners are. So this is not a surprise. They just kept up those traditions that our ancestors did, more so than we did. I guess there was more of a connection. People who moved to the north, they pretty much moved to the north or already lived in the north, and they were pretty much working during the Industrial Revolution. So they were kind of removed from some of the culture that had been customarily practiced during those times. His specialty was chewing the root in court, a practice designed to protect criminal defendants from guilty verdicts or harsh sentences. This practice brought Robinson in conflict with J.E. McTeer, sheriff of Beaufort County. McTeer attempted to charge Robinson with practicing medicine without a license, but failed when his primary witness went into convulsions on the witness stand. McTeer's subsequent attempts to convict Robinson failed. Dr. Buzzard attracted clients both locally and from around the country until his death in early 1947. According to legend, Robinson's father was a witch doctor who had been brought directly to St. Helena from West Africa. Robinson was said to have wielded enormous spiritual power and was sought out by Southerners of all racial and socioeconomic backgrounds. So I get a lot of uploads. Some people call them downloads, but I call them uploads. So I get a lot of uploads, and I did get an upload today um, that my grandfather was a medicine man and a healer like I am. And it could have either been grandfather or great grandfather, but it seems like grandfather. Um, and This is very interesting because a lot of times when we have certain gifts, they have been passed down from someone else in our family tree. And it could be on both sides or just one side, but um, there are a lot of us who are healers. Robinson was said to have wielded enormous spiritual power and was sought out by Southerners of all racial and socio-economic backgrounds. The meaning, justice, like everything else, is a social construct that is defined by those in power. To the majority of Americans, justice is equated with courts, law enforcement, politicians, or maybe even karma. This is not the case for root workers, as historically when Black Americans have sought justice, as they find are just us, as the old saying goes. So if someone had a problem, they sought out a root worker to help them solve it. People still do that. Sometimes they go to people, and those people will be dishonest with them and take their money and tell them that things are going a certain way because they don't really want to tell them the truth. So you really have to know who you're going to and really trust who you're getting this information from, because you can't just go to anybody. While usually root workers believe in God or some other higher power, they do not consider revenge a genuinely offensive action to be a bad thing. That's if they consider good or bad at all, since such dualities didn't traditionally exist in African or indigenous cultures in quite the same way as European societies. So the way that we look at good or bad is not, it's not the same nowadays. There was really no word for good or bad. And one thing you can do is read the Ho'oponopono prayer. Basically, it's really simple. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. And you can close your eyes and picture someone's face. Picture the face of the person that you would like to say that to. This applies whether this person did something to mistreat you or if you mistreated someone. But if someone mistreated you, I know a lot of people say, oh, I don't want to forgive. I don't, they did this. And instead of focusing on what they did, again, say that Ho'oponopono prayer with your eyes closed and picturing their face. Because the forgiveness is not for them. It is for you. So you can even make the forgiveness mean that you forgive yourself for allowing them to mistreat you and not setting a boundary. And if it's been happening to you since you were a little kid, there are some kids who set boundaries with older people. And there are some who are quiet and don't say anything. And there are some who just rebel against it. So if you were the type that was really hurt by people in your family, you need to potentially say that prayer so you can forgive yourself and move on. Especially if you just found out about it. There's no sense, yes, it's going to bother you, but don't dwell on it. Just do your best to move on and not, you may still think about it. I'm not going to say that it's easy. I'm not going to say that you won't be upset. I'm not going to say that it won't hurt your feelings, but just do your best not to dwell on it. Because our thoughts become things. Okay. Therefore, it is not considered immoral or rude to root someone who hurt you or someone you love. So, again, they didn't do it just because. they did it. It's almost like a return to sender, I guess. You're not necessarily intentionally wanting to hurt someone, but if someone hurt you, whether you say it or not, it's going to turn around and go right back to them if you're a good person. And it's going to go back to them 10 times worse than they tried to make it for you. So, you know, like, you don't have to do anything. You don't even have to get mad. You just need to stay calm, like it said in the other card. There is no sentient creature on this earth that will sacrifice life, food, or the well-being of themselves and their family without a vicious fight. Nor are there any who will voluntarily suffer so that the offender or hunter does not. There is no negative karma for the bull goring the matador. The root worker understands this. So if you receive Dr. Buzzard in a reading, consider the following. What would be a fair way to resolve this conflict? Again, stay calm. If someone did something really bad to hurt you and they need to be placed in jail, do you really want to press charges against this person, or do you just want them to get their karma back? Because I promise you, that karma going to tear them, it's going to rip it wide open. You don't have to do anything to punish them yourself. Did you do something wrong? If you did not do anything wrong, you have nothing to be concerned about. And again, this is not wishing anything on anyone, but you know, we do reap what we sow, and what goes around comes around. So if someone has wronged you, the justice will be served. Just put it like that. Justice will be served. Did you do something wrong? If no, don't worry about it. If yes, then you're about to pay the price. So if it was you that did something wrong, you're gonna have to answer for that. You can't do things to mistreat people and think that, you know, it's not gonna come back around for you, to you, even if you've been getting away with it for days, weeks, months, or years. 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, however long. At some point, the truth is going to come out. And you will have to answer that. Before you close your eyes, the truth is going to come out. There are people who are like in their 80s and some truth comes out, and they, you know, some not so good things happened. And I'm just going to leave it right there. Did someone do something wrong to you? If no, don't worry about it. If yes, then you've set the wheel of justice in motion against themselves. If yes, then they've set the wheel of justice in motion against themselves. Sorry. So again, what goes around comes back around. So whatever they sent your way is going right back to them. That wheel is swinging right back around. So, you know, just stay calm and do what you need to do for you. If you need to, you know, like I said, protect yourself, pray, meditate, spiritual baths, go for a walk, exercise, whatever you need to do. Have you taken responsibility for all the choices that you've made? So what are you thinking? What are your ways, thoughts, and actions? Because again, if you're dwelling on, you know, things that are not so good things will show up because you're attracting them. And I know some people don't believe in the law of attraction, but maybe if you do some more research, you'll have a better understanding of it. And maybe, you know, I don't know. You don't have to. It's just a suggestion. But we do need to be accountable and responsible for our ways, thoughts, and actions. Even if that means, okay, again, like I said, if you were a kid and you know that people were doing wrong by you and you didn't say anything, you now need to get to the point where you don't have to yell or curse anybody out to set a boundary. You can tell them what you're thinking and tell them how you're feeling very calmly. Now, some of them, like I was saying in that other video about narcissists earlier, some of them won't care. They'll think it's funny even. Like, oh, I got that person. He, I made them feel some kind of way. But, you know, don't worry about that part. Just do what you're supposed to do. Again, stay in a good energy, but make sure you're protected too. If something is forgivable, then forgive. If not, now what? Everything is forgivable. Everything. Because again, forgiveness is not for you. So if you hold on to that anger, it's gonna fester over like a sore. What's that poem by Langston Hughes? A Dream Deferred. You know, you don't want it to fester. So don't let it fester, because that's just hurting you. It's not hurting the other person. Especially if that person is not even there to see you be angry. Like, it doesn't make sense. Just like I said, that Ho'oponopono prayer. Ooh, excuse me. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Done. Move on. It may not go away right away, but go for a walk. Go for a drive. Whatever you need to do to clear it out of your mind. Stay focused on something else. Learn a new hobby. Learn a trade. Whatever. Learn to invest. Learn cryptocurrency. Learn how to flip real estate. Whatever you need to do. If revenge is taken for an offense, will you regret that you did it once you've calmed down? If so, then chill out and move on. I said stay calm I don't know how many times now. Because if in the moment when you find out whatever this news is, if you allow it to get you too upset, and you may end up being regretful. Stay calm. Even if you need to walk away, hang the phone up, push the mute button, put the phone down. I don't know. But when you find out whatever it is that you need to find out, you need to remain calm. I'm telling you. And I'm not trying to tell you what to do, because you can do whatever you want to do. But if you don't remain calm, it's not going to be a good thing. That's it. That's all I'm going to say. All right, one final question. What will bring you joy? You bring me joy. Ooh, that was cracky. When I'm down, oh, so much joy. When I lose my way, I will remember your smile. When I say to you, oh, goodness. Okay. 5 of sticks in reverse, 2 of baskets in the upright, 6 of sticks in the upright, mother of sticks in the reverse, then bones, which is judgment. And this deck does not do reversal, so we're going to turn that upright. And the mother of knives, she came out in the reverse. So the 5 of sticks, remember 5 is change and sticks is wands. 5 is also challenges. So this may be challenging for you. This is me saying stay calm. That may be one of the most challenging things you'll ever do. But I think that this is a test. And if you successfully pass this test, honey. All right, the plant is Edelweiss. A teenager looks cross as 4 of her peers talk maliciously behind her back. She will cross or jinx them later. This is what people do. They gossip. It's usually some type of fear, insecurity, jealousy, or envy. And that's usually the top 4 things that's going on in those situations when somebody talks about you. They're, they're wondering how you had the courage or the strength to do something outside the box that they didn't have the courage or strength to do. So it's their own fear and insecurity. Um, uh, or they just think you're being weird, or, you know, you're supposed to do things. Some people feel like you're supposed to do certain things a certain way, or they feel entitled, like you're supposed to do what they want, when they want, the way that they want. And if you don't, you're just, it just makes people mad. Or why does she or he get that? Or why does she or he have so and so and such and such? And people think all kinds of crazy stuff. It doesn't make sense, because they should be in their own backyard tending to their own grass. But that's just not what people do. They be all up in everybody else's yard. So this came up in the reverse. Um, Unnecessary drama, haters, trolls, failing to stand up for oneself, lack of competition. Look, there is no competition. We all should be united anyway. So anybody that wants to compete with you is ridiculous. We should all be working together and not trying to be competition. That's not why we're here. We're here to unite, not to compete. It doesn't make sense. And the haters, let them hate. You know what I'm saying? Like, who cares? Let them do whatever they're going to do. That's not your problem. You need to stay calm, tend to your own yard, focus on yourself, and focus on what you need to do. And let them keep hating. That's them. That's their karma. That has to come back around to them. That has nothing to do with you. Let them do whatever they're going to do. It's petty. Failing to stand up for oneself. So like I was saying before too, if you fail to set a boundary, whether you are a child or an adult, don't beat yourself up about it. Forgive yourself for that. Lack of competition, minor annoyances. It's petty. It's petty boots. Embarrassing or uncomfortable situations. You may feel uncomfortable. You may feel embarrassed. You may feel mad. You may feel sad. But still, like I said, if you need to hang up the phone, walk away, go outside, drink some water, listen to some music, I don't know, whatever you need to do to stay calm, that's the energy you need to be in. But whatever's getting ready to come out, you're not going to like it, but it's going to be a breakthrough. It's going to end up working for you in the end. You're going to get your justice. The devil's in the details. Grudges, don't hold a grudge. Like I said, forgive them and move on. Being easily intimidated, don't let them intimidate you, whoever it is. Don't let them sway you. Don't let them knock you off your square. They've already probably done that your whole life. So don't let them continue to do that. You can respectfully listen, or you could, like I said, walk away and say, oh, whatever, I don't know. You don't have to say anything at all. You could just walk away. And you can say, I don't receive that. Again, that would be the perfect time to set that boundary. Even if it's somebody around you who's gossiping and you choose not to gossip. I choose not to gossip about people. So I'm, Or, like I said, you can just walk away. Whatever it is, whatever it looks like. I don't know. Being easily intimidated and pretending things are okay when they're not. So again, it's okay for you to feel however it makes you feel. You don't have to act like everything is okay. You may not want the person who offended you or hurt you, you may not want to let them see you cry or, be upset. And so again, that would be that time when you walk away. Well, you don't have to necessarily hang up the phone on them, and you can say, well, I have to go. I have some things to do. Whatever that looks like. And did I tell you that the plan is Edelweiss? All right. Two of baskets is in the upright. So, two. Okay. So I'm going to show you the 5 of sticks. Change and competition, right? I'm sorry, change and challenges. So you're going to be faced with a challenge. Like I said, trying to stay calm may be the biggest thing you've ever done in your life. Then you have the 2 of baskets. That's happy relationships. That's like the 2 of cups. So look at all that abundance in those baskets, and they're such a happy couple. That looks like my great grandparents on my father's side. Hey y'all, the plant is Saturia, or in Queen's Delight. The image, a happy couple pose cheek to cheek. They both have a basket full of herbs. In the woman's basket is the Queen's Delight root, and in his is the Saturia. Both of these herbs are associated with keeping one's partner faithful and maintaining their interest in the relationship. So this is a good card. This is telling me that you have love coming toward you, and you are going to have abundance and prosperity. This is going to be a good relationship. Again, if you can get through this and stay calm, like I said, you're going to get your justice, and you're going to get a happy, healthy relationship out of this situation. And then you following up with the Six of Sticks. This is victory. Now, staying calm, like I said, it may be the most challenging thing you've ever had to do, but you shall be rewarded. The ancestors, the Most High, will reward you. So please, I encourage you. Stay calm. And the meaning is harmonious partnership, reciprocity. So you're going to have equal give and take in this relationship. Warmth, romance, equality, sharing, reconciliation. You'll be able to communicate effectively and solve whatever is going on without cussing each other out, hollering and screaming like maybe you had to do in some of your past relationships. This is going to be a great union. You're going to be best friends. Joy, balance, mutual respect, contentment, serious commitment, emphasizing similarities instead of differences and truces. This is going to be a great union. Okay? Six of Sticks. It's the goat troop plant. Nat Love, one of the greatest cowboys of all time, is seen riding into town as the people cheer. According to Love's autobiography, he was badly wounded when he was taken captive by Pima Indians, who eventually nursed him back to health using herbs. The Pimas adopted him as a member of their tribe, and he escaped captivity on a horse he named Yellow Dog Chief. The symbol on Yellow Dog Chief depicted here is called the Ayatoi, and represents the Pima Indians. And that's spelled I with the ampersand, I think it's called ITOI. The meaning, positive in the upright, is victory, getting promoted, overcoming hardships, receiving compliments, good news, recognition, having high self-esteem, becoming VIP, feeling encouraged, being sought out for your expertise, and being recognized a hero. So you are definitely going to get some good news. That change, that tower, I told you, it's not necessary. It's a good change. Although we don't like change, and sometimes it doesn't seem, you're going to be surprised. This is going to be a very, very, very good change. There's going to be some abundance and a prosperity attached to it. Okay? Now, the Mother of Sticks, which is the Queen of Wands. I just love the slightly different nuances that this book has. The Mother of Sticks is shown, the plant is tobacco. The Mother of Sticks is shown with a crown of tobacco leaves that is reminiscent of early colonial Black Virginian advertisements. She is wearing a tartan fastened with a gross foot brooch as a good luck charm. Maybe that's gross. The Mother of Sticks pipe is lit by a kite. There are 5 types of kites living in the southern United States. And like the Mother of Sticks, these beautiful raptors are determined to keep moving forward, so much so that they never take a break. They eat, drink, and even bathe in flight. So it's like a little bird. Um, and so basically, this is the Queen of Sticks, like I said. You know, some queens are emotional. This is the mother figure. Obviously, she's called the Mother of Sticks, but again, it's the Queen of Wands in traditional tarot. So she is the mother figure. She's inspirational, but she did come up in the reverse. So on the negative side, it says in this book, she is malicious, overbearing, arrogant, two-faced, a workaholic, or a drama queen. If this doesn't represent a literal person, it represents the qualities. So once you get your abundance and prosperity, your great relationship, this Mother of Sticks, I think your mother was the person trying to block you and stop you from having this relationship and this abundance and this victory and success. So she's not going to like it. If it's not her, it could be your dad, because this is just energy, so it could be male or female. It could be another relative. It could be a friend. But I think this is your mom. I think she's been trying to stop and block this from happening since you were a child, like I said. And she's not going to be happy. So just keep that in mind for whoever this applies to. If it doesn't apply, let it fly, please. But yeah, I think that's your mother. She's not gonna like this, and she may come for you, even though you didn't send for her. Okay, the next one is Judgment, which is Them Bones, and that's on page 77. So we've got some more synchronicity going on here. The scripture is John 7:24. Do not judge by appearance, but judge with right judgment. The plant is the Carolina buckthorn. The image, a woman puts her hand over her mouth in shock at what the bones on the table reveal to her. Astrogalomancy, meaning divination. So cartomancy is card reading. So again, our ancestors followed a lot of traditions and cultures that were passed down to them from generation to generation. So divination, or reading like stones or other divination tools, was called astrogalomancy, meaning divination using bones or dice. Okay, so it's specifically using bones or dice. I guess it's called something different when you read with stones, and I know that information is in this book, because cartomancy is in this book. Anyway, I'll do that another time. But it was practiced by indigenous American and African people. Divination with bones requires the reader to associate different meanings with each bone based on where and how they land. The bones of chickens and cats were the most commonly used, but other small and medium-sized animals were also acceptable. Contrary to popular belief, the choice of which animal to use was strictly up to each individual root worker. A set of them bones could include not only the remains of an animal, but also other items such as keys, seashells, and crystals. Like other forms of divination, all of the items in a reader's set had clear associations, but it's a reader's innate talent that determines accuracy. And remember, this is the Judgment card. And so this may be a Scorpio that's like your mom may be a Scorpio. But there's some shocking news that you're going to find out, either about your mom or another relative. I feel like that's what I feel like. But basically, this card is saying to use your intuition, because this is what you do when you practice divination. You're basically using your intuition to tell the person a message. The Judgment card is also considered the character of the winged messenger. It's awareness. It's a challenge. It's a test. I said that before, that this may be the test for you. And this may be the biggest challenge you've ever had to face. But it's karma, resurrection, and release. So you need to let them get their karma and release it. Whatever's going on here, whatever you find out, you need to learn to release it and let it go. This could also be the death card in the spiritual realm. And it's in your 8th house of spirituality, if you know anything about that. And it is represented by the element of fire. So, someone's going to reap what they sow here. And the Mother of Knives. Oh, I really wasn't done. Oh, sorry. When the bones appears in a reading, you are being reminded that it's time to focus on what you need rather than what you want. Most likely you will have to make some tough choices, but if you're willing to put your ego aside and do what you have to do, the best possible outcome is guaranteed. I pretty much said that. This may be your biggest challenge, but you have to stay calm and put your ego aside, because if you don't stay calm, it's your ego that's making you black out. So you need to figure out how you can stay calm in whatever the situation is that you'll be experiencing. You have to stay calm. I'm not telling you what to do, but I'm telling you what's best for you to do. I know that much. Them bones may be reminding you that people are going to talk about you no matter what. Whether you're doing good, they're going to talk about you. If you're not doing good, they're going to talk about it. Don't matter. It doesn't matter. If you give in and become like them and do what they want you to do, they're still going to talk about you. Let them talk. Is it feeding you, clothing you, providing you with shelter? Even if they are, figure out how you can do it on your own so you're not relying on them. You don't want to be codependent or in a trauma bond anyway. You may need to distance yourself, even if it is your mom or your dad. And I'm not telling you what to do, but if it's not allowing you to remain calm and keep in peace and harmony, then because remember, that's what you're supposed to be moving toward, calmer waters, right? So if you're not able to move toward calmer waters because of the drama and the foolishness and the pettiness that's going on around you, you may need to distance yourself. This is basically moving away from this is moving toward calmer waters. So you might have to distance yourself. And I know that sounds sad. Maybe that's part of the news that you need to hear. I don't know. But I know that if you stay calm, there's going to be some good things coming your way. I do know that. A loving relationship, abundance and prosperity, and victory and success. And that's just it. And no, there's going to be somebody in your life, or more than one somebody, who doesn't like it. And you're going to probably be surprised by that. And you're going to hear certain things, and you're going to be surprised, and, it's not going to feel good. But let them talk. So people are going to talk no matter what you do. So make sure that you remain in alignment with your goals, dreams, aspirations. I pretty much said that earlier. Focus on you. Tend to your own yard. Do what you need to do for yourself. Then bones can also indicate, I skipped a part. Acknowledge that no one escapes judgment, even if the judge is oneself. So some of these people, they're not going to be able to sleep at night. They're going to toss and turn. Whatever this is, they may already be beating themselves up about it. They may want to try to come to you, and apologize or fix it or do something Um, and that's up to you how you handle it. But whatever this news is, it's going to really surprise you. And, you know, I don't know, but your spouse may be able to help you get through it because, it's some foolishness going on. Them bones could also indicate that it's time for a more in-depth reading concerning a matter of great importance. This reading will provide relief and solutions to your problems. Okay. So, you may need to do a past life regression. You may need to look into your Akashic records. You may just need to get a tarot card reading. Or some other form of divination. I don't know. That's totally up to you. You know. But, if you feel like you want to dig deeper and find out the who, what, when, where, how, and why, you can. Or you can just let it come to you. You can, I don't know. You'll decide what you want to do as far as that is concerned. If you receive them bones in a reading, consider the following. It may be time for an honest self-assessment. What is your reputation? Are you still in alignment with it? If you want a fresh start, start fresh. The neutral position is no longer an option. So you can't just stay neutral. If you've allowed people to do things to you that do not serve a good purpose in your life, or the people that you've been divinely designed to help or divinely created to help, then you need to either set a boundary or distance yourself. And those are really the only two options. And again, when you set a boundary, you don't have to cuss and scream. You can say it calmly. Say what you mean and mean what you say. Find the courage That's why that number 9 came out. This is her finding the courage and the strength. So you need to either find the courage and the strength to set a boundary. Like, look, you're not getting ready to keep doing this to me. Or, and maybe you need to do both. Maybe you need to make sure that you stay, meditated up, prayed up, and protected, in the spiritual realm, in the physical realm, and maybe you need to move to calmer waters. So you might have to, again, stay protected and move on. Protect your words by saying good, affirming that you are worthy, you are enough. Because that's probably some of the things that this person or these people have been saying or doing to you, making you feel like you're not worthy and that you're not good enough, or that you don't deserve to have this, or how dare you do that? How dare you, try to dress different from the rest of us? We all wearing family reunion t-shirts and jeans, and here you come with a white dress on. Whatever it looks like. This reading will provide relief and solutions to your problem. Maybe this is the reading right here that you need to listen to. I don't know. If you receive them bones in a reading, consider the following. It may be time for an honest self-assessment. Oh, I read all of that already, didn't I? The neutral position is no longer an option. Do others need to know where you stand on that issue? If so, stop stalling and tell them. Okay, I pretty much said that. If you need to speak up and set a boundary, you can do so calmly. You don't have to get an attitude. You don't have to match anyone's tone or temper. You can just say what you need to say and keep it moving. So you may need to protect your words, like I said, with your affirmations, your meditation. You may need to protect yourself physically. And I'm not telling you to go out and get a pistol, but, do what you need to do, whatever you feel like you need to do. and you need to protect yourself spiritually. She has her moho bag. This is basically what a moho bag looks like. And it has a drawstring. This is kind of a big one. You can get a smaller one, whatever you like. And then you put your crystals in it, or your high john, or whatever. And she's wearing hers around her like a purse, like crossbody bag. But you can keep it in your pocket, your purse. You can keep one in your car. You can keep one in the house. Whatever, however, do what you need to do. The last card is the Mother of Knives. Which again is the Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords, you know, that's fast energy. It's power, it's strength, it's independence. So this is an independent woman, but it's in the reverse. So this may be somebody who's codependent and needy, or somebody that you have a trauma bond with. Okay, let's see. The plant is the rue. Let me show you the card. It's in the reverse. Did I show you them bones? I know I showed you the Mother of Sticks in the reverse. 6 of Sticks. I know I showed that to you. 2 of Baskets. And the 5 of Sticks again. So right now we're on the Mother of Knives, and the plant is the root. Mother of Knives is depicted here as a member of 2 prestigious secret societies, the Grand United Order of Odd Fellows and the Order of the Eastern Star. In addition to the church, mutual aid, secret societies and fraternal and sorority organizations were the backbone of Black American communities between the 18th and 20th centuries. My great nana was a Eastern Star. Unlike women of other races, Black women were welcome to participate and were respected as powerful leaders and influencers of many of these organizations. Here, the Mother of Knives is a powerful bibliomancer who uses the Bible as a guide. Okay, so this is somebody who's doing the opposite. This is somebody who may not believe in the Bible. They may not believe in the Word. They may not believe in the Scripture. Although there are hidden truths in the Bible, there are some good scriptures in there. I consider myself more spiritual than religious, but I will, use a scripture just to help put things into perspective. And, these scriptures are not necessarily meant to be taken literally. So you do have to use your discernment when you're reading scriptures and determine what the true meaning is, for you in a certain situation. So in the reverse, so as this book says, on the negative side, she is a perfectionist. You may have picked up being a perfectionist from growing up. So, like I said, if your mother was the person who was one of the people who has been trying to stop and block you from getting this good relationship, maybe she didn't have a good relationship herself. So she doesn't want you to see you have anything that she doesn't have, and she's very surprised you didn't follow in her footsteps and become the angry woman or the depressed woman or the whatever it is like she is. She's surprised that you were able to step outside the box and, do something different. Like I said, not wear the t-shirt to the family reunion and you come with a white dress, all smiling and enthusiastic because you feel like life is going good for you, and she's like, what the hell you so happy about? Or even your dad, like I said, whoever it is. What was I saying? You were raised to believe that nothing was good enough. So you were constantly criticized or belittled or judged for when you did something, and made to feel like you couldn't do anything right. So um, that's one of the reasons why you feel like you have to do everything perfectly. But sometimes you don't have to do everything perfectly. You just have to do it. And that's one of the things that I've learned this past year. I didn't realize that I was being a bit of a perfectionist, but it was because I felt like I wanted to do everything right, because I didn't want to have to do it again, because that's a lot of times, if you were raised by that type of person, um, even if it is good enough, you may be made to do it over because it's considered not good enough. Or again, you're just at least judged or criticized like it could have been better. Or you're at least not supported or encouraged or told that you've done a good job, even if you did. So again, it lowers your self-esteem. It makes you feel unworthy and like you're not good enough to have certain things. And that may be what the energy that this person was trying to project into your life. So you don't have to do everything right. Sometimes, again, you just have to do it and get started. So whatever you feel like was holding you back, um, you need to start working on that. Build up your confidence, so you can have that inner peace and harmony. Um, this is someone cold-hearted, aggressive, and bitchy. Okay? So between the mother of sticks and the mother of knives, like I said, this could be a mother figure. Um, this could be an aunt. This could be a grandma. This could be a big sister. This could be some type of elder relative. This could be um, an older friend, an older coworker. But this is what, once you have your victory and success in your happy relationship, these people are not, these, whether it be male or female energy, they're not going to like it. And they're going to really be cold toward you and make you feel bad or harass you or whatever that looks like. Because again, if they've been trying to stop you and block you since you were a child, they don't like that you've gotten your victory and success. And that's just the reality of the situation. So you'll have to be mindful of that. But again, stay calm. You have the right to remain calm. All right, y'all. This was kind of a long one. For only 3 questions, but I kept asking for just one card, and multiple cards wanted to come out. And it makes sense when you look at the whole story as one, because everything just kind of flows. That's one of the reasons why I like the Hoodoo Tarot deck. Although it's like regular tarot, I like to read the messages from the book because it gives you a slightly different perspective, especially the questions in the back, and especially the fact that the major arcana cards do not have reversals in this deck. So it kind of, makes you look at it from a different perspective. And of course, you can ask yourself those questions when you're doing a traditional tarot reading. But again, I just like those cards. It gives you a plant. It gives you a little story about each of the characters. And it helps to put things into perspective in a different way. So I love this deck. I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I hope you come back and watch more. Thank you for watching. Later.